What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and I'm just going to be real with you. There's a whole group of Tauruses that I like, I respect, think are good quality guns, and would even recommend concealed carrying. Then there's some other Tauruses on the other spectrum that I don't think are worth carrying, and I don't think are a good buy, and I don't think will last you a lifetime, and I don't think is a good option if you're going to take your concealed carry lifestyle seriously, right? Even when I made $13 an hour, just very little money, had kids at an early age, nothing. I still found a way to grind, bust my butt, and hustle to the point where I could get a decent handgun, right? Whether it was a Ruger, a Springfield, whatever the case may be. But, like I said, there's some Tauruses I really like. For instance, the Taurus G2C or G3C. Good, solid pistol, has been great for people. The number one thing, though, is test it. Some people said, Tauruses are for people who are only going to shoot 200, 150, 50 rounds, 100 rounds. And I just don't agree with that. I think you need to consistently be training, but test your handguns. Then there's stuff like the Taurus TX22, which is simply the best 22 long rifle on the market. One of the greatest handguns on the market, I kid you not, just in general. Love the TX22, and if you don't have one, I definitely recommend picking one up, and once again, they're affordable. Then there's stuff like the Taurus Spectrum, which absolutely rocks. One of my favorite pocket pistols. A lot of people who know me actually know that about me, that I may not carry my other Tauruses, but the Taurus Spectrum has had a spot in my carry rotation, from time to time. It's actually a really solid handgun. And maybe I'll link the shooting review of the Taurus Spectrum down below, so stay tuned for that. And then there's the Taurus GX2, a very underwhelming release from Taurus. Didn't come optics ready. Just nothing special compared to what's already out there, being the GX4 and the XLs and stuff like that. Just nothing special. In my opinion, they only went backwards in terms of quality. So we will see. We will keep an eye on Taurus and see what they have to come. But like I said, there's so many great options out there. Let's just start off with a couple. One, used Glocks. Typically, it's going to be a used Glock 27. And we've got used Glock 27s for $250 this year, $275 this year, $300 this year. I got this Gen 5 Glock 27 for $300 flat. And don't worry, all the scratches, all the markings, everything were simply from me and my holsters and stuff like that. And concealed carry and training. This thing was flawless. $300 for a Gen 5 Glock 27. You can find them everywhere. Same with, this isn't one I bought recently, but you can find them everywhere. I got a Glock 36. 6+1 45 ACP. It gets crappy, but it's still a Glock for $225. I got a Glock 23 this year for $275. You can find law enforcement trade-ins for between $250 to $400. And those Glocks will last you a lifetime. This right here, I got brand new, not used, brand new, for $300 flat. Brand new, $300 flat. Obviously, didn't come with the laser. And yeah, this is a little ridiculous. Maybe I shouldn't put this in the video, but it's a Glock 39 in 45 GAP, which will have a lot of people asking questions. So, what are your options that are out there? One, Ruger. They make a heck of a pistol for the working American, right? For the blue-collar, hardworking, just busting your butt to take care of yourself and your family. Right here is the Ruger LCP Max. This is actually my wife's. Mine is the one in stainless steel. She loves this thing. 10+1 to 380. She doesn't even carry the 12-round mag for it, just the 10-rounder. And like I said, you can get these, the 75th anniversary edition, for $250 to $300. And they're one of the best pocket pistols, if not the best pocket pistol on the market. Sorry, guys, my voice is going on me. But mine have been 100% reliable. They're so small you can take literally everywhere. And like I said, they're just good quality firearms. They may not have the best features in the world, but they're going to be there when you need it to. And like I said, 10+1 for 11 rounds in this extremely small package. Here's another version, the Ruger Max 9. Now, in my opinion, I do believe the GX4 is better than the Max 9. But when it comes to that GX2, I like the Max 9 better. Plus, the Max 9 is a little bit better features right out of the box, and you can find these for $275 to $325. I see these often for $299. A better finish than the Taurus, better sights right out of the box, fiber optic tritium sights, like pretty dang good, pretty solid. Same with that LCP Max as well. That comes with tritium sights. Good texturing. I just would say the trigger is the downfall of the Max 9, but you get used to it. It's not like it's a bad trigger. It's just they could have done a better job on it. But Overall, a pretty solid package for Taurus pricing. Next up, a very interesting one. After I got my $50 rebate back, which they did pay, $170 for a Beretta APX carry, A1. Comes optics ready with terrible sights on it, but it is what it is. $170. Better finish than a Taurus. Why can't Taurus get a better finish? Let's take a look. I've owned this gun for about a week and a half. Never carried it one time. It's just insane. Here's a handgun that I pocket carried at work as a new construction plumber for a long time. Or not a long time, about a month. But overall, you can see some wear on the controls and stuff, but the overall finish is much better. $170, it's a chassis system, and mark my words, I think Beretta is going to release a different lower that allows you to take stack and a half mags. I could see a 10+1 setup coming out of the Beretta APX Carry A1 using just a different frame. They're going to sell the mags and the frame separately because it's a chassis system. So you can have this handgun with multiple lowers. So I do believe that to happen soon. You can also get an extended 8-round mag for it as well. But for $170, there is not much better quality out there. Next up, Stoeger, a really slept-on company. The Stoeger STR9 Micro Compact. Maybe not the best finishes in the world, but definitely a handgun that rips. A great trigger, great texturing, 11+1 capacity. It's about the size of a Hellcat. Really nice magazines, comes with a rail, memory pads, but once again, Taurus does have more aftermarket support in terms of holsters and stuff like that, compared to other companies, right? Like Stoeger or some of these smaller companies like Diamondback and so on. CZ and Ruger are obviously going to have, everything, but when it comes down to the Stoegers, they typically don't have the most aftermarket support. But this thing has been great, a great shooting handgun, awesome trigger on it. I mean, just awesome trigger. Great texturing, takes down like a Glock, and yeah, this thing absolutely rips. And this is their micro compact that takes all of the larger mags. They're compact, they're full size, and so on. So you can have a ridiculous capacity out of this little small handgun. Absolutely love it. Here's their subcompact from them. This is more similar to your Taurus G3C and G2C. 10+1 out of this small little package right here. Big trigger guard for a glove finger. Comes with a rail, forward serrations, rear serrations. And look at the finish. Once again, better than a Taurus finish. I would really like to see Taurus step it up just a little bit. Charges $10 to $15 extra. Get a new finish on there. Good texturing. Overall, just a really good feeling handgun. And it has a nice trigger on it. Stoeger is doing really, really good things. And I believe Stoeger is owned by Beretta. They are a son company of Beretta. Next up, possibly the sleeper of the year this year. The last sleeper of the year was the Stoeger Micro Compact. This one's sleeper of the year last year. This right here, though, the Tisas PX9 Carry, in my opinion, is going to be the sleeper of this year. Unless some of these other companies get out here and produce something like this. 15+1 with a 3.4 or 3.5 inch barrel, so similar to a Glock 26 or 27 up top. Comes with a rail. It's one of those hybrid handguns. You have a compact here, subcompact up top. A pretty decent finish for the price. And it was $320 with a backup mag, a holster, all these back straps. Comes with its own mag well. I just don't have it on yet. Literally, this is the best value on the market. Obviously, this one does have a safety. I'm sure they make ones without the safety. Nice little memory pads here. Awesome texturing. The rear is just typical stippling. It's actually pretty good, but the side is like this rubber. I don't even know what it is. Like this rubber stippling. Feels really good. Ergonomics on point. Fiber optic front sight, optics ready, blacked out rear. I mean, just, it's loaded. Now check this out. Just an awesome, awesome trigger. And the whole package for this was $320. This thing right here is a shooter. Next up, the PSA Dagger. You can build a dagger for really, really cheap or just buy one. I've seen them as low as $300. If you part it out, you get the frame and internals for like $60 alone. That means you have, in order to get the Taurus pricing, $300 to spend on an upper just to compete with the Taurus. This holds 15+1, super ergonomic grip. I mean, this holds an extra 3 rounds than your G3C would, right? And look at the size. Plus, you're compatible with the, 43X stuff and so on. But overall, just a really, just bang the Taurus, my bad. But just a really nice ergonomic package. Not the best trigger in the world, but basically is a Glock clone. And typically, they tend to run. My PSA daggers, I did have a couple part breakages. That's why you don't see my regular daggers on here. I can't recommend a gun to you that has issues. But the micro dagger is a different story. It's actually not bad whatsoever. It really isn't. Next up, probably the best quality on the table. The CZ P series, right? The P10 series. This, when it was still available, which everyone missed out on, was about $230, the cheapest I saw it go for. I paid $299, but would still do that again. It's a 7+1 little pocket pistol. The M stands for micro. This was CZ's pocket pistol. And this setup right here, it's 9+1. So this right here is a total of 10 rounds. Fits the hand good, really nice ergonomics, a decent defensive trigger that isn't as good as the P10 series in general, but for this handgun, it works pretty well. But if you get the P10S or the P10C, those typically are around $350. I've seen them as low as $300. You're talking Taurus prices with CZ quality. You cannot beat the CZ P10 series. You just can't. Look at the finish on this. Flawless. I mean, CZ, just a good quality handgun. Probably the best quality on the whole entire table. Next up, Girsan. This Girsan has all sorts of firearms, right? They have like every imaginable, I don't even know what you would say, model, right? This right here is basically a Beretta cheetah clone. And as you can see, this thing is pretty interesting. It's called the MC14 G84, but it's so ergonomic. Feels so good in the hand. It's 13+1 to 380. It's relatively light for what it looks like. All metal frame. Really nice finish on it. Hammer fired. And yeah, we'll do it one time. Yeah, just stupid. 13+1 for a total of 14 rounds of 380 ACP. This thing absolutely rips. It really does rip. A very, very slept-on handgun. Like I said, total 14 rounds of 380. You're going to rip with this thing. Last but not least, Diamondback. The DB380. Diamondback also has the AM29. They also have the DB9 Gen 4, which are pocket pistols. But the AM series is a Micro 9, basically. You can get up to 17 rounds in that thing. And on top of that, I think it's on average 12 rounds. I could be wrong, but I will be getting one for the channel. Diamondback is really making some headway. They're back to making reliable handguns. They're back to perfecting their stuff, and their pocket pistols are absolutely great. They rip. This thing right here is so small, you can take it anywhere with you. You're never going to say, oh, this handgun's too big for, for that long bike ride. You're never going to say that about this little DB380. Now, just imagine if this was a full size. Yes, that is why I pick it. $250, you got a reliable handgun that you can take anywhere, anytime, any event, no matter what, unless there's metal detectors. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.